Good morning and welcome to the Hodge Pack, sports life and everything in between on your Friday morning. We're glad that you're with us. We're brought to you by Live Land and Cattle. We are hanging out in our Tootsie Life studio here in the Mall of Abilene, and we are jam-packed today. Of course, we've got our Pet Patrol phone line, and it's going to be Hall of Fame-ish. It's going to be epic. It's going to be amazing because at 8:30, we've got Hall of Fame golfer, 59 club, 10-time major winner, 72 wins on the LPGA Tour. And that is Annika Swordstamp. She'll be 30. We got a jam-packed show. Baseball is starting today officially with some games, Josh, and so it's exciting. You've got the Rangers, you got the Jim Ned, New York Yankee-looking logo.
Yeah.
Which, that's okay. We can't fault you for that. That's what they want.
I didn't make the
You didn't make it, no. But we are glad you're with us. Misty will be joining us. We've got at the bottom of the hour, General Manager John Stark from the Abilene Flying Bison. They've got a big announcement today, and they reached us and said, hey, we want to come on and give that announcement. So they'll be joining us.
We don't know what that announcement is.
We do not know. So hopefully, I mean, they're excited about it. It's kind of like we're going to get a double dose of that. We'll get at 7:30, we're going to get the Flying Bison Misty bag question or surprise, and then we'll get Misty's question at 7:45. And so a lot of stuff going on. Again, transitioning from that sports world where football is officially ended off the field and it's on the field. I mean, on the field it's ended, but off the field, franchise tags and all that happened this week. And now the wondering of what do the Cowboys do? What does everybody do? Really, it's going to be the off season, and that's really going to be one of the questions I ask you and Misty a little bit later. Is what is that storyline for the off season? Not only for the Cowboys, but for the rest of the NFL. And so we'll talk about that. Josh and I have got some baseball stuff leading up to the Abilene Flying Bisons. And so it's just a good day. And so, Josh, this week has not felt like February at all.
No, it's been very warm, but it was chillier today. It kind of threw me off. I didn't expect it to be chillier. But, back to being warm, I guess, tomorrow. So
yeah, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Because I want that during the week when it's
the past few weekends it's been
It's
cold
flipped.
on the weekend and warm during the week, and that's depressing.
well, and we go to a place that's more than welcome to come aboard and sponsor.
Go to a happy place.
Well, we do. I mean, it is a happy place. Sometimes it's a very long happy place, but they're more than welcome to come on board and sponsor if they wanted to. But sometimes we go eat at a place, but when we walked out of lunch on that Friday, it's like it was not that cold going
Yes,
in.
like the temperature just dropped.
Yeah. So anyway, it did drop, but it's been a great week. A lot of it just exciting things going on in Abilene. Again, we've got the Mackey Construction Lady Pros Championship honoring Judy Rankin, another legend in the golf world. So we'll be talking about that with Annika. Again, we talked a little bit about it last week, how Annika's put her name on the Women's All-Pro Tour. And again, we've connected with her, and she'll be joining us at 8:30 to talk about her career, her involvement with the WAPT. And so looking forward to having her at 8:30. And again, of course, the Abilene Flying Bisons, which will, and it's plural, it's not plural, it's singular.
It's bison.
It's bison.
That's plural.
It's like deer. That's what I learned last time. So
yeah.
it just
No S.
It just didn't stay with me. So anyway, that is 100% accurate. So anyway, we got a lot of things going on. Of course, Outlaws and Legends is coming. I want to throw that out tonight, 7:30. You've heard Greg and JB talk about the songwriter contest. It's down to the final 3. They'll be going at it tonight at Hef's at 7:30. They'll be doing that, and one of the winners will get to be part of the Outlaws and Legends lineup. Again, if you've not got your tickets at Outlaws and Legends, you need to do that. Go to outlawsandlegends.com. But the other part about tonight is Mark Powell will be playing along with Jamie Richards will be joining. So if you want some great music, head out there. You can head out there tonight. We'll give you some other spots where you can get some great music as well. So let's dive in. Again, it's our Lawrence Hall headline report. Josh, a lot of things have happened this week. One was the college football playoffs made the decision they released their official. They committed to the 5+7, and so the top 5 conferences, of course, the 4. We no longer have 5 Power 5 conferences. The Pac-12 obviously went away. Washington State and Oregon State are kind of on their own. But the top 4 conference championships will be in, along with the highest ranked other conference champion, and then 7 more. One of the things that I thought was interesting that they talked about was a 14-team playoff. And I know we've talked about this, but now that we know it's happening in the 12, would 14 been too many?
I mean, yes and no. I truly think that I think you need to earn your way into a playoff, or we just need to go to a straight playoff system like they do in Division II, Division III. That is a very cut and dried format of making the playoffs. But if you look at generally any given season, any way that you shape how the playoffs are going to be established, somebody's going to be right on the outside saying that they should have been in. It happens with the 4-team playoff. It'll happen, with 12. But I do think that once you get past the top 10, the possibility of one of those teams truly being the best team in the country, I don't think that is the case.
Well, and my other question is, and they talked about it, of course, when it was released. A lot of the shows I was listening to were talking about, was it right? Is it where we're at? And I've said all along, and there was a guy, and I need to look him up, it's Kevin Clark. It's Kevin Clark. He has a podcast, NFL podcast, and he was talking about how 6 was the number that should have been the whole time. And that's where I've stood.
I think
was
that
6 would have been perfect. They could have done that a long time ago. And what I don't know is, are they going to tie anything back to, because if you're that 12th seed, if you're a 16 seed in March Madness, you're just glad to be there because you're getting to be a part of March Madness. It means something. And yes, we've seen Virginia lose that one time, but for the most part, you're just glad to be there, and you're going to go on the trip, and you're going to play your game, you're going to probably lose, you're going to enjoy the experience, and then you're going to be done. In football, being that 12, is it going to mean as much as that 16 seed in the college, in the March Madness world, because you're probably not going to win? And so will the players still opt out? Will the players still decide,
That's exactly what I was interested in.
The gift isn't that great. I'll buy my own Rolex.
We'll see, how serious it's taken by that. And that's what the first thing I thought about is those, 10, 11, 12, the people on those teams still opt out, still hit the transfer portal, have the same type of things that we've seen in the bowls the last few years. And it's yet to be seen. I think it's going to be harder to do so without some criticism because you still have a chance to play for the whole thing. But like you said, that's one of the storylines I'll be very interested in. But I do think, and I've been a proponent of the 5+ whatever you want to add to that afterwards, of picking your whatever conference is getting an automatic bid. If you win that conference, you get to go to the playoffs. I do think that's the way that it should be. But I'm not sure about the way they did that 5th since the Pac-12 went away. I would rather it be pre-established, and maybe it needs to be 6 conferences. I mean, whatever that number is, but assign those conferences before the season starts, to where if you win your conference, you're going to the playoffs. I think that should be the way that that's handled. Yeah. And, we'll see. I don't know where that 5th team's going to come from.
One of the things that they talked about was that, everybody's like, Liberty went undefeated, so Liberty should be in. Well, Liberty would not have been in because they weren't ranked 5th. So they would not have got that automatic bid like you're talking about. They would have had to, they probably wouldn't have still gotten in.
Right.
But so looking at the committee released, and this is interesting, the first round will be December 20th and December 21st. The quarterfinals, December 31st and January 1st. Semifinals, January 9th and 10th. And the national championship, January 20th. Josh, that's pretty late. And you start thinking about, we talked about schools. Well, am I going to transfer portal? When do I enroll in school? Well, they're going to be
You're
playing.
you're back in the spring semester.
You're playing way late into January, which bumps out a lot of things. So you're going to have some jam-packed NFL, college football. I mean, the meat of, for those of you that are football people, it's going to be fantastic. But again, it makes that season a little longer.
And I thought they should have moved up the start of that 1 week. Do 2 games before Christmas instead of just 1. But that was just my only really, I guess, criticism of the schedule.
Well, and again, it was needed. It's something that we've had to have for a long time, is the expansion of this thing. And they've gone out to 12. It'll be interesting. I hope, and everything else we've seen in baseball, we've seen in the NBA, we've seen it in the NFL. They keep adding. And so what I hope doesn't happen is they don't, I mean, I guess they talked about it. I mean, 14 was something they looked at. I hope that's not something we just keep going and going, unless they make it like Chip Kelly said, or like you said, boom, a lot of people get in, like in the Division II or in the high school world, and you start marking them down.
Right.
So,
And, first round buys and things like that, I think are appropriate.
Well,
but
and
at
the
the
other
same
thing
time,
we talked about
that's
was-
going to start becoming an issue, is like who's number 2 and gets a buy and who's number 3 and doesn't, and all of that type of stuff.
Well, and the other thing that's going to get to happen is the higher ranked team gets to host a game, which you get to see, like Mary Hardin Baylor, Hardin Simmons have gotten to do that, where they host that first round playoff game. Well, now it does give you the NFL sense. You do get a Penn State white out for a playoff game. So there is some excitement there. So again, college football made that announcement this week, and so it is happening. Just a couple other things. Again, headline report, Lawrence Hall headline report, Hideki wins at Riviera last week in great fashion, came back from 6 under to win, and then leading in Mexico. A little down event, not star-studded with names. Ethan Van Ruin is leading in Mexico at 8 under. And of course, Hodge went with Tyler Pendrith. He went +2, changed his mind from Chesson Hadley this week in the Survivor Pool. And Chesson Hadley is 2 under, of course. I apologize, Mr. Pendrith, for picking you this week. But if you want to pick a car, truck, or SUV, you pick Lawrence Hall Day. We'll get you taken care of. When we come back, we'll have our first Make It Trust Texas Ranger report, along with talking about a player that has the best gig in America. It doesn't have to do a lot with it. We'll be back right after this. I'm going to start trying to do that schedule like Lawrence Hall after that.
Yeah.
Plug them into the podcast.
Yeah.
A couple of times, get it like y'all. I need to make sure first Make It Trust. And I know I sound terrible, but I feel so much better because there was a stretch this week.
I just have like problem. I don't feel bad at all, but I just cough and stuff. Glad I didn't hear that.
Yeah, it's been morning, Dad. Morning, work, Gene. Or mom or not them. Be sure to head to your friends' phones, get their phones, and download, subscribe, rate, and review our podcast at Apple or Spotify. We appreciate you. Just, hey, let me see your phone.
Your phone work today?
That is something we can talk about. I never had an issue.
I didn't either. But what's funny is Leanne did. And we have the same phone service, the same phone. Like I'm very Interesting.
Come and do your little call pass patrol. Favorite thing about my street is it's not Maryland Elm Street. So what? Are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Hey, is your start? Did it start or start?
No S.
No S. Okay.
Morning. How are you? Good, very well.
Maybe.
If you're gonna play 18 holes up there, you gotta do it twice.
Yeah.
That's true.
Ball two, ball three, ball four. Bases loaded. The Hodge Pack. Always clear the bases. Right here on 106.9, the Country Diet.
Welcome back to the Hodge Pack, sports, life, and everything in between. It's time for our First Bank and Trust Texas Ranger report, and good thing that your report's not reliable on a certain cell phone provider. Josh, did you survive yesterday? I don't have that provider that had a had the trouble yesterday, but a lot of people found peace. Some people were freaking out. All the above.
Yeah, interesting start to the day. My phone worked. I'm really not sure why, because my wife's phone did not work. We have the same. We're both, AT&T. We have the same phone, the exact same model. So I have no idea. Hers went SOS, and mine was just, working like
Yours is
normal.
not lost at sea.
Yeah.
Ship out at sea. Isn't that what that stands for?
I think so. I don't know.
Isn't that what SOS stands for? I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Just know it means something's bad.
Yeah, well, a lot of times they change that S to L. Anyway, so Josh, it is time for our First Bank and Trust Texas Rangers report. The Rangers have everybody out there in Arizona, and not just the pitchers and catchers. And today, they've got their first game. And so, Josh, I put in our rundown, what do you want to see today? And then really, and I've got a few other baseball questions, so get ready for them.
Okay, I'm ready.
Is what do we want to see? I mean, we know it's like any other training camp in any other sport. A lot of people want to make a roster. A lot of people want to make a statement, even if that statement is, I want to be playing in Frisco or whatever that is for the Rangers. What do you want to see as the defense officially starts? I mean, it started with pitchers and catchers.
Right. That was the first on the
This
field
is it.
game
This is
action.
the first pitch. This is the first thing that air quotes counts. What do you want to see as the Texas Rangers start the defense of the World Series championship?
Well, the first thing I would like to see is healthy lineup members, because first day of camp, Josh Young had a strained calf and he's out for 2 to 3 weeks. And then Corey Seager had a procedure for a sports hernia. He was injured last year.
Left. Be sure you get that in there. It's a left sports hernia.
Oh,
I don't know what that means, but
Yeah,
I just saw that
explain all
everywhere.
of that to me. I have no idea. But
And And what would be really interesting is if the left side was not even where it was at.
Well,
That's what they call it, left sports hernia. I just remember seeing that. It's like, okay.
so, he will miss spring training, but if there's anybody that I think can afford to do that, he's probably the guy that can. So people heal up and be ready to go for the season would be the number one thing. And then, aside from that, I'm very excited about seeing the future, that is Evan Carter played last year. We got a glimpse of what we can expect from him. Getting to see him for a whole year, I'm very excited about that. And then Wyatt Langford in camp trying to, win a job, who was at Florida playing college baseball this time last year, who absolutely tore it up all the way through the minor leagues last season, looked just unstoppable as he came from college, made it to AAA in his first debut half season as a pro, and he's in camp trying to make the roster. One of the very interesting things, somebody who follows spring training every year and all of the roster decisions and who's going to make the team and who's not and all of that, there's probably less question this year with the Rangers, being as they won the World Series last year and kept most of their team intact. We're not as much into like who's gonna be the starting left fielder. Well, we know that. We're not trying to figure that out in camp. It's Evan Carter's job unless something goes terribly wrong.
And we've replaced Adrian Belter at third, so we know that's
Right.
taken care of.
And so there's no real question mark except for maybe the bottom few people in the bullpen and the bottom few people, which backup catcher is gonna make the team, things like that. But not. There's no real big major decisions that have to be made. They all end up being major, in some way, shape, or form. But we're not scrounging for starters. They're all
the
there.
questions are different now. Some of the questions are still Montgomery.
Yeah, he's
and
still
those,
out there.
are those
Well, and
things.
obviously it'd be good to add another starting pitcher. But the rotation is currently set. There's 5 guys that are penciled in that as long as their springs go, somewhat to plan, they will be the starting rotation. It's not as strong as I would like for it to be, or most people would. So if there's a possibility of a Montgomery coming back, which I think the longer he's a free agent, the more that possibility of him coming back to the Rangers is, because it's obvious that whatever his asking price has been too high for anybody to pay. So if that starts to come down, then that might open that door back up.
Well, and you remember last week we looked at TexasRangers.com and we rattled off the pitchers. And last week, Tyler Mahle was the last guy on that list. This week, Scherzer and DeGrom are now on that list. And I know they still have some injuries and recovery and rehab and all that. But at least now you look at that and know, okay, they are here and eventually they come back. 162 games is a long season. And so that is a good sign, even to look at that and know on paper.
All 3 of those guys will be on the 60-day DL to start the year, so they're going to be out at least the first 2 months. Malle's the guy that has the quickest return, schedule. So, hopefully that goes well and he comes back into the fold. But, right now it's going to start out with Evaldi, which, is a known commodity. John Gray, Andrew Heaney, Dane Gunning, all, to some degrees had good seasons last year. And then Cody Bradford
Coming out of the bullpen too.
is penciled in now to be the 5th starter. So unless they do bring somebody else in, he'll have a chance to do that. And, it's one of those, it's not exactly a, baling wire and duct tape, but it could stand to have a little bit more horsepower.
Well, and it's not like we're going from Dr. Pepper to Dr. Thunder, which was still fine, but it's not the original. So you feel comfortable about that. I think when you start talking about questions now are different because you're a World Series champ.
Right.
It is similar to what we talked about the Chiefs. Can they do it again? It is another long season. Can you stay healthy? Can you handle the ebbs and flows? Because the Rangers had some ebbs and flows. We're like, we're excited we wrote them off to like, what are we going to do? To Oh, now that Seattle loss. Oh, now we've not won the division. And then next thing you know, they go on the run that they did and obviously bring the World Series home. So I think those questions are different, which is good because now expectations are still there. And hopefully we don't live off of a Dallas Mavericks championship or a 1998 championship like we've seen for the Cowboys, or 95, 96 that we saw for the Dallas Cowboys. And so we've got that. So that's exciting that the Rangers are rolling. They play the Kansas City Royals today out in Arizona. Want to move away from the Rangers and talk about this week. They came out with the MLB power rankings, if you will, of players. And one of the things I heard this week, and I'm going to tell you, I've enjoyed Unsportsmanlike. It's a new show on ESPN radio. And they started talking about Mike Trout and how he at one time was the next Barry Bonds, was the best player in baseball, was like, is he going to be it? Signs a big contract, getting paid a lot of money, and has made the postseason once. And the once was not very good showing. And talked about, is there any pressure being Mike Trout because you're getting paid a lot of money and the expectations of the production not matching it necessarily, but also he's not been healthy too. I know he's had some injury problems, but I just think it's interesting. Your thoughts on Mike Trout maybe having the easiest job out there?
Well, it is very, very interesting to think about because Mike Trout, was for a substantial period of time the automatic answer if someone asks who's the best player in baseball, and there were people talking about like you said, just being in that next level of Barry Bonds, Willie Mays, like all-time great status. And his numbers overall when he's on the field are still very good, but he has, like you mentioned, had more issues staying on the field. But really what I think has kind of clouded his career is that lack of any real success. The Angels
wasn't able to do it with who now people, ironically number 4, the other best player in baseball on the same team, never really produced.
Right, and it's just kind of like, well, they get some headlines obviously, and Ohtani's the biggest name in the sport, but it still didn't translate to winning baseball. So it's kind of just I don't really know how to explain that phenomenon, because no one's taking it away from Trout that he's a very good player, but they don't win. So it's kind of afterthought-ish. There's been numerous times that he's been injured and they didn't rush him back from injury because there was no reason to try to. I mean, there wasn't a playoff push or anything like that. So, it's just kind of floundered out there. This week he was asked if he would demand a trade, and he said he didn't want to be traded, that he wanted to stay committed. And I'm not saying that that's not the right thing to say,
And why would you not? I mean, if you're going to make X and the pressure's different, Ohtani's gone. So, well, if we don't win a World Series, we didn't keep Ohtani. And we're in a division that's going to be continue to be tough with the Rangers and the Astros.
And the Mariners also. It's going to be a very tough.
And you've got the Las Vegas A's that are not very good.
Well, are they even going to Las Vegas?
I don't know. It's a gamble.
I see your pun there. But yeah. So it's really like he can, stand out there and say all he wants about his commitment to wanting to win in the Angels organization. They're not doing it. But then you look at it also. What would his trade value be as somebody who is obviously on the back half of his career at least, so back third probably, and then gets paid a lot of money? Is he worth that amount now with the injury history and stuff? I mean, I don't know. It would be funny to say that Mike Trout's not worth his contract, but it's not.
It's a statement you could debate with a lot of people.
Right.
And so anyway, that is our First Bank and Trust Texas Ranger report. The Rangers kick off. First pitch today against the Kansas City Royals this afternoon, I believe. And so don't forget, check it out. Texas Rangers, First Bank and Trust, fantastic. Right there, right across the street from Abilene Country Club. Help you take care of all your banking needs. Want to remind you tonight at Potosi Live, Shane Terrell and the Stumblers will be playing tonight at Potosi Live. Great band. So if you need some great entertainment, great food, head to Potosi Live tonight. When we come back, the Abilene Flying Bison with a big announcement. We'll be back right after this. All right.
Good morning.
All right. How's your world, Misty?
It's rolling.
Did you get?
It's rolling.
You learn everything?
A little bit.
Okay.
A little bit.
Isn't it funny that this?
Good. How are you?
Isn't it funny that this hotspot's working better than anything?
Oh, are you using a hotspot?
Joe put in a hotspot and
And it's been great. Oh, good.
doesn't say a whole lot for the other internet provider.
Well, good.
Misty, you want in on this baseball talk?
I mean, like Josh is probably better at her baseball than me. You like that? Oh, did we get an updated?
No, I didn't change anything. I think.
Oh, okay, yeah, I didn't see the Jerry Jones, but that's okay. But I don't ever print it until it's like Thursday at like 4:30.
I don't even look at it till the third email.
Yeah. Same.
He
Ryan,
sends it and I'm just like, nah, I'm not gonna open that.
You deleted it?
we love
Not
you.
yet. I went like,
We love you, but we know you.
I hold out the vague hope that you might just send one draft, so I don't delete it. So read it.
Yeah, I'm gonna let y'all get into all of the bison talk.
I really appreciate you having that confidence in me that one day I'll just send
One day I'll just be one. And then on Thursday night, I can just go, oh yeah, he sent that the other day. I need to look at that.
I can assure you, if I'm sending you one, it's because stuff has happened and you're getting it on Thursday.
The wheels fell off.
Right, yeah, exactly.
I said I needed where Raiders had to cut this out of my.
Morning,
closet.
Randy.
It's shrunk a little from last year. Now my head is too high.
All right, y'all got a website, so we'll go to that. Has it been a whirlwind?
Oh my gosh. I played golf yesterday afternoon. Well, I sort of played golf yesterday afternoon. I went to Maxwell, so it wasn't actually golf, but it was cow pasture pool. And my wife ended up with a doctor's appointment, so I couldn't even play all 18. Just had to go take care of kids. And that's the first 3 hours and 15 minutes that has not either been asleep or devoted to Abilene Flying Bison baseball in so long that I really can't remember. I mean, it was.
I was very careful today. First time I opened it out.
Because the majority of the time it opens as like an oil well.
I'm
Yeah,
like,
right.
that's why I'm like,
Well,
it's
it's
not
when
bad
you
tasting
squeeze-
water, it's
You
just the cap.
squeeze a little bit,
Yeah,
Well,
and
and
then
then,
you pop it. And
yeah.
like,
Okay. Alright,
bye.
enjoy that journey. Are you staying out?
welcome back to the Hodge Pack. I hope you're having a great breakfast and we're alongside you as you are enjoying your breakfast. Don't forget you can swing through Mi Ranchito, get you a nice little burrito or taco, depending on the size that you like. But we're excited this morning. Again, we brought this guy in a couple weeks ago as the Abilene Flying Bison made their big original announcement of coming here and bringing baseball back to Abilene. We've heard the Prairie Dogs, we've seen those, and now the Abilene Flying Bison. I was fortunate enough to go to their Bison Bash. I had a great turnout. But joining us in our Potosi Live studio, the general manager for the Abilene Flying Bison, John Stark. John, appreciate you being here this morning.
Hey, thanks guys so much for having me back. Yeah, we had over 325 people at the Bison Bash that night. We kind of got our final counts and okay, how many did you have come through that door? And we could not have been any more pleased with how that came out. And then this week it became really, really, really real because we were able to announce our schedule on Wednesday morning and get that out there and get that published. And I cannot wait until May. I tried to jump it up a couple of months, I can't wait until May the 23rd when we throw it out there and roll the balls and the bats out on the field and go play the Pineywood Timber Hogs right there at Walt Driggers Field. And it's real now. It has been an amazing week in Bison Country, and we're just so excited for what's about to come.
So the schedule is out, and again, the big announcement, that is the announcement, the schedule is out, or do you have another thing?
I actually do, because
But wait, there's more.
oh, but wait, there's more. One of the things that we have been committed to has been local vendors. On the merchandise side of things, I have been, adamant in the fact that I want to work with local people for our hats and our T-shirts and
I will give a shout out. I've got one of the hoodies, and I would give a shout out to all those folks that did that. The merch has been spot on, so great job on that.
Yeah, that was David Newman over at Texas Tees over there at South 11th and Treadway. Natalie Garvey over at Bucketheads, did the embroidery on our hats and on the nice cool pullovers that everybody was asking me about at the deal. And I was like, well, these are front office only, but we'll see if we can get some ready for next winter. I've been very blessed with amazing vendors. And this week I actually finalized the contract on our concession vendor. And it's another local company. We could have used any of the national guys because I got those emails, the compasses and the arrow marks and stuff like that of the world. But Matera Bar and Grill, who is actually they're going through some transition in their business, and we were able to. It's a long story about how we got hooked up. That involves me getting my haircut and being kind of down and talking to my barber about who I was going to have as a concession vendor. And I got with those guys, and we just signed the contract. Actually, it's on my desk because it happened yesterday morning for Matera Bar and Grill to be our concessions vendor at Walt Driggers Field this summer.
Well, that is big. And of course, Lindsay does a great job. Known Lindsay for a long time, at her time at Lytle, and then going out and you take a big leap of what she did. Her and her husband taking the leap of doing Matera Bar and Grill. They're at their original location, and now making the transition, moving to a new location, which will be great. They do a great job on food, a lot of good food there. So a good choice, and that is really cool that because that's the thing about food. And I don't know about you, Josh. You go to a lot of Ranger games, and it's really not Ranger game. When you think of concession stand food, you've got to have stuff that you can easily eat. Now, when you go to the Cowboys game or a Ranger game, you're kind of got a tight spot. So you got to have a little bit of the easy stuff to eat. And so great call on Matera Bar and Grill. That's pretty cool about that story, getting them on board.
And man, they like everyone else have just been so easy to work with. The contract negotiations on that were about as easy as I could possibly find, and we were able to come together very quickly. The other thing, it's kind of been put out on social media, is that on March the 9th, we are having an event at Walt Driggers for all of our season ticket holders and all of our potential season ticket holders. The people that have already purchased their season tickets are going to be able to come and pick their seats beginning at 9:30 a.m. We're going to tag all the box seats in Driggers, and you can go and pull the tag off of your seat and bring it to us, and we're going to get you lined up in our for your seats for the year. And then anybody that would like to come purchase season tickets and pick their seats from there, we're going to have that set up where you can come, come buy your season tickets, pick your seats, and get it all done in one fell swoop. We're going to have a lot of stuff going on that day. We're going to, we're still finalizing everything that's going on, but I promise you that if you bring your love, you can go play catch out on the field. If your kids go run around on the infield, I'll make sure that I can get the bases out there, and your kids can go run on out there. We've talked about a few other things for kid friendly activities. Matera is going to we're going to have free food. They're going to cater the starting at about 12 o'clock that day.
And this is March 9th?
March the 9th, Saturday morning. It's the old Chicago song, Saturday in the Park. It won't be the 4th of July, but it will be the 9th of March. So,
well, and for a lot of schools, it'll be the kickoff of spring break. And so, great opportunity to have a day there as you head into spring break. And so I'm looking at your website now, and it shows that season tickets and 10 ticket packages are available now. You can go. Do they need to go to Abilene-FlyingBison.com or somewhere different to get set up for that?
You can link to it from our website, Abilene-FlyingBison.com, or you can go directly to it to shop.Abilene-FlyingBison.com. That will take you to our online store where you can also buy your t-shirts, buy your hoodies, buy your caps, and we'll get that shipped to you. You can come by the office and pick it up. But you can click on tickets and you can go through and you can pick your 10 game packs, your 10 ticket packs. There's a difference there because you can use those 10 tickets all for one game or 10 times for 10 different games. And then you'll see also we have a link to our schedule there on our website. We've got a great schedule. Start with a 7-game homestand. Starting on May the 23rd for 4 with Piney Woods. Then have a Monday off day, and then back for a 3-game series with Texarkana.
I was asking who that logo. They didn't. Their logo's not near as cool as the others on the schedule because it's just TX and a baseball. I was like, well, who are those people? They need to get with y'all and working on the logo.
And we just had our league meeting over in Arlington last weekend, and I'm not trying to brag, but Kat DeGay, who has been our marketing director, has done such a great job of establishing our brand on social media and our marketing campaigns. I cannot brag upon her enough because we are kind of a little bit further along than some of the some of our other competitors, and that makes me really happy because what we're trying to do here is we're trying to build an estate, not try to flip a house.
Well, and again, you've got May 23rd will be the first game. Real quick, we got about a minute or so left, but talk about one of the things that y'all announced was your manager.
Yeah, Cam Vega, who is at Cisco College right now. You saw him that night. I mean, that kid is going to be a star in this business. I've been in coaching for a long time, and you can just tell when a kid's got it, and that kid has got it. And he's put together a fantastic coaching staff, and our roster we're at about 26 commits right now. And
how many do y'all want to keep? I mean, what is a roster for Mid-American?
It's going to be around 32. It'll be a 30-man roster, but we will have 2 guys not active. It'll be last night's starting pitcher will not be active tonight, and tomorrow night's starting pitcher won't be active tonight. But we'll keep about a 30-man roster all through the year, so that so we can manage, and a lot of arms, so we can manage innings, not overwork anybody.
Well, I'm telling you, we're excited about it. If there's anything the Hodge Pack folks can do between me, Josh, and Misty, we'll be glad to help and look forward to watching. I know Josh and his boys love baseball, so as I do as well, and so look forward to seeing baseball back in Abilene, and I want to say this before we let John go, and so he knows I'm saying it. If you want it to stay, you guys got to show up. You guys want it to stay, and you want it to be what they hope it to be. They need your help. They need you to go buy tickets, whether it's season tickets, single game tickets. Go buy tickets. Go support the concession, and that's the way baseball stays in Abilene.
That's exactly right. If you come, we will build it.
And we'll keep building it. We'll keep making it a great product. And again, one of the things that we've mentioned, these aren't guys that are trying to fall out of things. These are guys that are trying to continue to go up. Very similar to the WAPT golfers, they're trying to go up, and so the quality of baseball is going to be great. They're coming out of D1 schools. They're coming out of college baseball. All the things trying to make it to that next level and to be noticed. Am I right?
Absolutely.
And so the baseball quality should be good, and your quality of people need to be there as well. So get your tickets, get your season tickets. Again, the most expensive ticket is $12, correct?
Yeah, it's a heck of a deal.
So you can get there, enjoy it, go find some swag. Again, I love my hoodie. I've got people noticed it even when I was wearing it out and about, and so it's good stuff. So John, we appreciate you taking the time this morning. Again, congratulations to Matera Bar and Grill, and of course all the local folks that produced great merch. And don't forget March 9th. Follow them on Facebook. He's exactly right. Kat does a great job keeping you updated. So follow them on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, X, and you'll get all the information you need about the Abilene Flying Bison.
Absolutely. Thanks so much.
All right, guys, when we come back, Josh and I will be a little nervous. We had one announcement. Now what will Misty ask us? We'll be back right after.
Good stuff.
Thanks, guys. I really
Appreciate it. I need to give me
it.
a hat. I've got a hoodie. I've got a pullover.
I'll tell you what.
We all need to get gear.
I think that I think I might be able to hook you up.
You know a guy?
I know a guy. I'll tell you what. I'll swing by next Friday morning, and I'll just I'll have a little package for you.
Perfect.
That sounds great.
Little
We're in.
swag bag.
Little swag bags.
Thank you.
Thank y'all.
See ya.
Got all three cameras, they all work.
Oh my.
I was telling her, it's crazy. The hot spot,
What are you hotspotting off of?
I don't know, Jones got a hot spot.
Like the actual
Like an actual hot
spot
spot.
that's hot.
Oh,
An
It's
actual.
it's
It's
getting
getting
hot
hot
in
in
here.
here.
What's
So our spot is on the floor.
It's getting
the
hot.
spot is on the floor?
Well, it is.
Which one is it?
KLGD lowercase.
Yeah, that's the one I'm.
Yeah, spot is good. One shot. I'm gonna mute this real quick.
I would make someone's fly off, I think.
Oh.
I was a fouler. I was very
You're an
aggressive.
evil person.
I am an evil person.
Hey, that is pretty big, Marissa. That's a good call. 8 o'clock hour, we're gonna go through that. Jim Ned beat Brock last night. Huge.
Yeah, big game.
Number 8.
Big game.
That was a big win for Coach Allen. Not boys too. That was a big win for Coach Allen.
Yeah.
I watched that on the old television.
Jim Ned girls are playing in the regional tournament today. I'm assuming against Idalou.
7:30.
Y'all driving out there?
Fun.
Oh, all right. Going to admit, is it Lubbock?
Love it.
Fun. That's going to be fun.
So you're not lunching?
Oh, I didn't know.
He's
Well,
like,
I
"I've
am
always
too.
got time for
I've got to
lunch."
figure out. My buddy Clay Barnett's supposed to be coming through. I don't know if he is. We'll see.
Can I see that agenda real quick?
No.
What is this?
It's your turn.
Oh, I know. That first little box about JJ, I'm like, thank you.
Well, did you see that they brought him back in
Yes.
some type of
An
advisory role?
advisory role. Yeah, I'm here for that.
All right, play. All right, so let's go regional tournament. Regional sites. Is that just science? That's just science.
Oh, yeah, that brawl was wild. Did y'all see that Amarillo beat Lubbock Monterey?
Yeah.
Yes.
Olivia Chavez had like 50 points that game alone. Insane.
I'm more disappointed that she's not in this district anymore, so we won't get to watch her as a senior.
I know.
Because you're not scheduling her on purpose.
No.
I was surprised at how they were beating.
It was a great game.
Yeah,
I watched it on like the YouTube or whatever, the link they
the
showed.
YouTube.
The YouTube.
YouTube.
I just sounded really old, the Google.
I
The
watched it
YouTube.
on the internet.
Yeah, crap.
Yeah, that's not a compliment. You sure sound like Hodge. Oh, wow, thank you.
What I was gonna say is, I was interested by the fact that they beat a lot of teams, just destroyed them, you know?
Right, I
But
know.
then they lost a lot of games.
Yeah.
I mean, comparatively for.
Yeah.
So I
There we
was
go.
just like, I didn't know what the story was. I didn't follow Carol close.
Welcome back to the Hodge Pack as we kick rolling in our first hour, 7 o'clock hour. Again, that's a little intro from What I Do by Mark Powell. Again, tonight, Mark Powell and his band will be at Hef's, as tonight is the finals for the singer-songwriter competition for a spot at Outlaws and Legends. And another bright spot for that, Jamie Richards will be there, who has one of my favorite songs, Don't Try to Find Me. And I appreciate Greg Austin playing that for me on the Texas Two-Step every day from 2 to 3. So check out Greg today. But again, tonight at Hef's.
Boring. It's the same song every day from 2 to 3.
It's on repeat just for me.
Yeah.
Only on certain days. Only on Tuesday.
Part of the song.
He doesn't only play that from 2 to 3 in Texas music.
He's like, you're so mean.
For those that are confused by what Josh just said.
I was confused by what you said.
And that happens a lot more.
Per
but what-
usual.
You said he plays that song every day from 2 to 3. That's what you said.
Let me rephrase that. What he does is he plays that song for me sometimes, and then from 2 to 3 is the Texas Two-Step, which you can hear every day, Monday, Friday. And then, of course, there's Texas Music and Texas Music Extreme, all the things. And I said that just for you, Josh.
Well,
and we are back.
And if you're taking count, that's the fourth all the things so far today.
Well, let me tell you right now.
I've got my tally marks right here.
Well, yeah, no, I really don't care. Misty, how are you today?
I'm good.
Fantastic. Well, let's just go ahead and dive into Misty's favorite thing, which is confusing Joshua.
Which is hijacking show.
You know, speaking of mulligans, lots going on this weekend. Were you? I'm always speaking of mulligans. Love it. This weekend, this is the time of year. It's always a good time to go to mulligans, but the spring and like this weather is the best time, in my
It's
opinion,
nice to sit
to
outside.
go to Mullies. Like it is the best time.
February this week was late March or April, May. It was like perfect.
Yeah, I think it's
I
like mid
know there's
70s and
April
80s.
showers
this
bring
weekend.
May flowers. What does February gorgeous weather bring for everything
Probably
else?
very cold weather in April.
Yeah, or it's going to be 130 in July. I don't really know what's happening, but all I do know is that the weather's going to be great. So it's going to be a great weekend to go listen to some awesome music, go outside, get a bucket of balls, get some brews going, all the things at Mulligan's. Tonight they have the Hill Brothers, and then Saturday night music is the 180 band. So a lot of fun stuff going on this weekend at Mulligan's, 1166 Ben Ritchie Drive. So I've got a question for y'all today.
No.
Yes, it's the craziest thing. All right, I think y'all are going to like this one. We'll see. I think this is a hard question. It is sports related, so don't panic. I'm not going to talk about your wives. What is the hardest thing in sports out of the following 6 that I'm about to list?
Okay.
Hitting for the cycle, hole in one, pitching a perfect game, calendar grand slam, bowling a 300, 60-yard field goal.
All right, go
Tennis.
back to your There was another one, what, a calendar what?
Grand Slam,
Oh, in what?
Tennis.
Oh, in tennis. Okay.
tennis.
I heard calendar grand slam, I was like, is that if you hit one every day of the week? In baseball? And then tennis.
No, in tennis.
Well, it's definitely not hitting the home run, or not, no, excuse me, hitting the hole in one, that's the easiest. Because old fat men do that.
I'm offended.
I was gonna say Hodge is about to throw hands.
No, I was
Well,
gonna,
obviously, Hodge can't do any of those other things. So therefore, if he can hit a hole in one,
it
that
can't
can't
be
be that hard.
Okay, let's
No
go
offense,
through
I've never
them.
hit a hole in
Let's
one.
go through them. Hitting for the cycle.
Well, let's do this. Oh, no, never mind. Go ahead. It's not
Yeah,
the second.
so
Go ahead.
Hodge's gonna hijack,
No.
just wait, that's the second time he's fought the urge to hijack your segment.
I mean, you
Maybe.
know, I'm used to it.
Alright.
So we know, for people that don't know, in baseball, completing the cycle is the accomplishment of hitting a single, double, triple, and a home run in the same game. So I just want to make sure that some of our listeners might not realize what
See,
that is.
and that's difficult because in general, not obviously it's not a rule, but most people that are good at hitting triples are not power hitters, and most power hitters are not really good at hitting triples.
Right.
So that's where the hard part
That's a
comes
hard
in
one,
at.
yeah. So let's go through them again. So we've got hitting for the cycle, hole in one, pitching a perfect game, calendar grand slam in tennis, bowling a perfect game, a 300, or a 60-yard field goal. If you've got to pick out of those six.
Well, I think the 60-yard field goal has become, well, and I think you have to look at it. So I really think you have to answer it this way and tell me, Misty, I'm not hijacking it. For the human, all those are hard.
Oh, yeah, like,
For the
I can-
professional, I think
I
you
can
have
do
to
any
say,
of them.
as a professional in those sports,
Yeah,
which is harder? I would think
probably
The
the Grand
ball-
Slam, is, I would think, the most difficult to achieve. In my opinion, a 60-yard field goal, if you're a professional level kicker, that's, I think, become more normal. Now, I couldn't make a 20-yard field goal, so,
yeah. I want to know what y'all think is the hardest, and then which one do you think you are the closest to achieving right now?
well, I mean, I've
As a
made 2
non-professional.
hole-in-ones.
Oh, look, he's like sizzle.
I'll let y'all,
Well-
I'll let y'all
well,
discuss some
Oh, okay.
I've never hit a hole in one, but that would be the closest that I could, the only one that I could even hope to obtain. Because no offense, Hodge, but I'm being offensive. If you can hit the ball far enough to get to the green in one, you have at least a theoretical chance of hitting the hole in one.
Yeah.
I could not kick a 60-yard field goal. I couldn't hit a baseball that was pitched to me at any sort of competitive level. I've never played tennis in my entire life. And what was the other one?
Hitting
Oh,
for the cycle.
pitch a perfect game. That's very, very difficult. I couldn't get a single hitter out. So,
Well, I looked this up. Only 343 people out of the 20,405 total major leaguers throughout the long history of professional baseball have hit for the cycle.
but there's fewer that have thrown a perfect game. So throwing a perfect game, there's 27. Look that up.
Stay tuned.
Check
Let me
the
do a-
Google.
Let me do a research.
And that could be wrong. That's just the number that popped in my head.
Of course, baseball's so crazy. 1882 is when the first one was done.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
it's been going
wow.
on. But see, you think about that, from 1882, the first person to hit for the cycle, there's 300 and something
Yeah,
since then.
not very many.
That's pretty
Very
difficult.
hard.
But I mean, and I don't know what the perfect game number is. You can find that, Hodge. But it's so
24 perfect games.
24. So my guess was close. So anyway, oh yeah, and Armando Galarraga had a bad call at first base that cost him one. I remember that documentary. So perfect game is probably second to winning the Grand Slam in one calendar year.
Okay, so for you, you're going with pitching the perfect game, hardest in sports overall out of these six. And then what are you picking? What are you closest to that you think you could achieve?
Hit
A hole in
a
one?
hole in one.
Okay. All right, Hodge, you're up. what's the hardest one out of the six, opinion, and then you don't answer hole in one because you've already done it.
Well, I don't have to.
So you
'cause I
gotta-
already-
you
it's
gotta
not-
pick
it's not
something
that
else.
It's obviously not that hard.
Yeah, apparently.
I do think the Grand Slam is pretty difficult because, and I didn't get a chance to Google that yet. No, we got the ID, and we'll do that in a moment. But actually, we'll go do that right now because I love your segment.
KLTV Stanford, 106.9 FM. We are the Country Giants.
I love that assist button because you can do whatever you want. Anyway, so the Grand Slam is because, we haven't even seen that a whole lot in any of them. You take tennis or golf. Because you got to win 4 big major tournaments, go through the grind and do that. So I'm going to think that's pretty difficult. I've tried to Google over here we really need to hire a researcher. We'll figure out how we can pay.
A
But
bottle of water. Somebody will work for that.
Yeah, we can get a water sponsor for that.
yeah, we're on that. And so bowling 300 seems very difficult because it reminds me you have to be in the same rhythm. I mean, for 10 frames. And then I guess the 2 extra balls that you get at the end. Mine would probably be, I would rank them the Grand Slam and then the perfect game.
Okay, so you're going Grand Slam is the hardest thing to do in sports.
Yes.
Yes, and then you're closest to, you
That I
can't
could
say
do?
hole in one because you've already achieved that.
Well, I mean, I don't have a whole lot of heat behind this arm.
I think it's gonna have to be bowling for Hodge.
Yeah.
Gonna put a little work in, but I can see.
I really, now the irony is because bowling is, now the only negative is you have to bowl. I mean, one, you would need to take that break of I could just bowl them all. I would have
You've got
to
a
bowl.
body for a bowler, I feel. I feel like looking at you, and, I feel like I've seen you on ESPN
Oh, yeah.
before.
So, on Sundays when
Yeah.
it switches from the NFL countdown.
When there's
to,
nothing else to
Well,
watch, I've seen you.
Now, I'm going to do this real quick. With this hair, I could definitely look like
Oh, yeah, you got it.
Woody Harrelson on
Yeah.
the
You got it.
Yeah.
I would say bowling would be my closest because I'm not going to win a Grand Slam. That would be at
Bobby.
Fairway, at Fairway. If I played in all the tournaments, if Canada and I played in the Fairway 500, the 4th of July, the Memorial, and I think there's a member guest one. If I played in all 4 of those, I don't think there's any way to even win 4 of those. So yeah, I feel pretty good. And now that I got the compliment, I got a bowler's bod, which will be the new T-shirt, hanging up on his dad bod T-shirts, bowler's bod. So yeah, I would say bowling.
I mean, you can't be, I just don't feel like you can be super big and be a successful bowler. If you're a large person and have a big midsection and you're throwing the ball, it could hit your belly. That's all I'm saying.
Well, I don't know about that because there's some heavy
Or-
set golfers that have that to go through.
I don't know. Or maybe you can. I don't know.
So what's yours?
So I think the hardest one for me, I'm going to say hitting for the cycle is what I would say is the hardest thing to do.
Of
Josh,
those?
yes, that in my opinion. That's what I'm going to say. I'm going to go hitting for the cycle out of these are the hardest. And the closest one I'm to would be bowling a 300. My brother and my dad have both bowled a 300, and my mother was a fantastic bowler as well. I've been known to, have some decent games myself.
I broke 100 once.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think my highest game was a 176. So I need to work on it, but I feel like that's pretty good.
Well, but you're what?
I'm more than halfway there.
But on April 29th, at the, let me make sure I want to well, no, I want to get the title right. At the Farmers Insurance Marley Puckett Pro-Am, you're going to have a chance to make a hole-in-one.
Yeah.
As the Hodge Pack and Mulligans are, since we're in the same segment, merging and joining together to have a team in the tournament.
Maybe I will achieve a hole-in-one in my lifetime.
If you hit a hole-in-one on your first round of golf, that would be spectacular.
That would be pretty epic, and
Yeah.
I would talk about it every week.
The only negative is that's going to be a full tournament. That'd be a very expensive market. Well, again, that is our Mulligans Misty's back question. Things that are hard, things that are easy. We don't know any of them, but we're gonna work on our bowling.
Nothing comes easy for me. It's all. It's
Going to
grind.
Mulligan's
It's
and
all
hanging out
grind.
Yeah.
for the
Except
weekend is
eating tater
easy.
cakes, that's pretty
Uh,
easy.
And eating tater cakes.
Yeah, Josh can eat tater cakes and put away Reed beverage. We'll be back after this.
What's our next segment? Jerry Jones? Oh.
I am like chilly.
I was surprised by how cold it was this morning when I got up.
Yes.
It's been warm all week and it's supposed to be warm tomorrow because I kind of looked at the weather for the weekend, but today it's not warm. So I was like
Yes.
throwing a curveball.
Yeah, I'm not a fan, but I think, yeah, tomorrow's gonna be 70s and then I think Sunday's in the 80s. I think today the high's like 69, which to me is cold.
High 69?
I think so. I think today. And then tomorrow,
We
76.
gotta be sure we keep our,
Yeah, 69 today, 77 tomorrow, and 86 Sunday, 91 on Monday. I am here for that.
work days should not be that hot.
I am excited about this weather.
I mean, next Friday's March 1st.
I know, yeah. I'm so excited. I love this time of year. I wonder how many steps these mall walkers get. I'm gonna have to stop my guy and ask him one time, but I don't want to break his stride. Because they're here for a long time, like hours.
We just gotta keep an eye on it because Annika's calling in.
Oh, okay. Is she calling the station phone? Okay, good. Yeah, that worked really good last time.
Marissa, are you still on? Eula, good job being Electra last night.
I think they play Robert Lee. Robert Lee's about to play them for something. I saw that.
Eula?
I think so. Maybe it's the girl. Is it the
It's gonna be
girls?
girls.
Yeah. Because they just won
Yeah,
by
Robert Lee
district.
and Eula play tonight at 6.
Where do they play? I mean, I can't go. Colin's birthday party's tonight.
Colin's birthday party?
So yeah,
I didn't even get my invitation yet.
your wife did.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. I know y'all are gonna be gone. But yeah, Robert Lee and Eula play tonight.
What did you say that site was?
What side? Who? Talking to me? Talking to her?
Talking to you.
Talking to Facebook.
Oh, talking to neither.
Green County's still rolling. No, yeah, it's girls.
No.
We did that the other night. That's the game I had when
I
I
did like
had
making fun of Hodge, but twice he like went to hijack your segment and then like stop.
Bless him. He just doesn't even know he's doing it.
He doesn't.
He doesn't, and that's why I don't get mad at him.
He doesn't do it on purpose.
I am unbothered by the hijacking.
We're gonna do a smidge of my town segment to talk about high school.
Yeah. I am so interested in the experience that you had last night. That is just so interesting.
It is interesting.
I just don't think I could do that. I mean, I would do it, obviously, if it was my thing, but I'm just thinking those things would be flying.
They did not move.
I know, but that's what's so crazy to me.
Super cool.
Like, how did they not fly off? I'm
Never even
perplexed.
heard of such a thing.
Me neither. I'm just perplexed. Crazy.
Go
We are in hour number 2, and at the bottom of this hour, at 8:30, we'll have Annika Swartzstan calling in to talk her career, putting her name on the WAPT tour, which will be having the Mackey Construction Ladies Pro Championship, honoring Judy Rankin at the end of April, first week of May, April 30th through May 1st is the tournament. Of course, the Marley Puckett Farmers Insurance Pro-Am will be on that Monday. Josh, Hodge, Misty, and Kyle from Mulligan's will be playing, so we're excited to be joining them for that. We do want to take a time for a moment to have our My Town, brought to you by Big Country Electric Cooperative, taking care of their members each and every day from Roby, Snyder, and Stanford, their offices. We talked, high school basketball is rolling. We're fortunate enough to have Big Country teams still playing. We appreciate Marissa watching on Facebook and YouTube, one of those two. We appreciate that. And just letting us know, a lot of games, big night, Josh, you the Jim Ned guy, Brock, going down, Jim Ned Indians taking care of Brock. Big win. Big win for them last night. Brock has kind of been that thorn in the side, if you will, for Jim Ned.
Moving up to 4A.
And moving on into the 4A. But Jim Ned boys win last night. I mentioned big win for Coach Allen. And we had them in for cross country. So congratulations to them. The Jim Ned Lady Indians heading to the regional tournament. Tonight you're going, and your Robert Lee, of course, is playing my good buddy and friend of the show, Josh Fostel, in the Lady Pirates in the regional tournament. It's really good to see some good quality basketball coming from this area and still playing this late. And so, do you follow your Lady Steers, right? Their Steers?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, Lady Steers. It's just a funny name. I'm surprised it's still here because that's not a thing, but it's fine. It's called
That's not a
Peppers.
thing.
Let's be real. But, we all know. If you went to Robert Lee, Robert Lee, and obviously see the success in any sport, but especially basketball. So it's just really fun. Kudos to the Jim Ned Indians and Lady Indians. I mean, it's just fun.
And I had made a point of telling my children before we went to the game, eat, get a drink now. We are not going to the concession stand.
Yes,
we're not going,
yeah.
because the game was later. It wasn't interrupting meal time. You didn't need a snack. We were all set. So then I had to wait in the godforsaken line of the concession stand to purchase a bottle of water to get change to go pay for my tickets to get in the game. So thanks a lot, ACU, for your work.
Well, Josh, carry more cash.
Did you know that it was cash only before you went?
No.
Okay,
Now, I
so-
will say,
Total
they did a
tickets.
really good job of posting that.
I
on-
saw when I watched Wiley boys and Cooper play. Gosh, great game, so great. Wiley wins by 1, but it's over. But anyway, and so we knew. But had I not seen that, I would have walked in with no cash.
Well, here's the funny, I guess, irony of it. We went and watched them play at Hardin Simmons, the previous game. We walk in there and there are no cash. You have to buy your tickets through, you click a picture of the thing and go to at Hardin Simmons. So it was the complete opposite. I walked into the Hardin Simmons game with the appropriate amount of cash in my pocket, thinking I was just going to pay cash. Then you have to use your phone to scan the thing and pay, through your phone.
ACU doesn't want those those debit merchant.
Those merchant fees.
Exactly.
So then it's the exact opposite, from one game to the next, and I was caught off guard.
I
It's
bet
okay.
you were mad.
I needed that water eventually.
Did you see tip off or were you late?
No, I missed most of the first quarter.
Oh gosh,
Standing
I
in
would have
line
been. I would have been
at
mad.
the concession stand.
Yeah, I would have been mad because I do not like to be late to anything.
No, that's the thing. It was
Oh.
I was.
Tracy
Hey,
always
my-
gives
my
you a hard
thing is
time. We got to be there to watch them, put on their.
Oh yeah.
I like to watch them warm up.
Well,
I just like
I
to
do
get in the
too.
zone. That's
right.
my jam.
But and here, I don't know. Like I said, it was a racket because the amount of people that were walking in paying cash to get in that were giving them $20 bills. It wouldn't have been hard for them to
Yeah.
just make the change
Yeah, that's
there.
so annoying.
Well, because I know, that's the other thing that's frustrating. It's almost like they thought they were going to, maybe,
No, I think they take advantage
Again,
of
don't
the
get
fact that
August
we're going to
first
make this guy go buy something from the concession stand.
well, because my thing is, it's not like you're not going to have more people to run out of change. You're going to have enough people come through to pay you to
With
break
the
down.
down.
$20 bill.
Most people are
probably.
going to bring their $20
Right,
bill. If
yeah.
I would have had a $20 bill, it would have been great.
So the moral of this story, Joshua, is carry more $20 bills. That's what I'm hearing.
like
I got money in my pocket. But it ain't right.
I do find
No
that,
big bills,
there
Joshua.
are plenty of places that you try to give them 100 and they don't want.
Yeah.
To
They don't want to
accept
break it.
But such is life.
I mean, nobody
Sorry,
gives
now
half the
I hijacked
battle.
the section, the whole segment. So,
Well, the
I'm
good thing
gonna
is that
rant.
Mid Country Electric Co-op, I bet you can pay your electric bill with cash or with, or
They'll
with a
always
credit card.
take your money.
They're going to find a way for you to pay your electric bill at Big Country Electric. So, Josh, do not worry. And I'm going to
Will
tell
they
you,
make
tell you what,
change if I go into the office? That's what I really need to know.
I guarantee you they're going to make change, or you can apply to next month's bill.
There you go.
They will let you take care of that. But again, a lot of good basketball still playing again. Congratulations. Congratulations to the Hermley Lady Cardinals. They unfortunately lost to Eula, but I texted Coach Winter as well. Now the defense of the state championship begins for them in softball.
Yeah.
But congratulations to Coach Postel and a lot of other friends of mine that have been out there, trying to grind and get to that next level of the playoff run. But the other thing I do want to say back to the week of being in Abilene's really good because we're in the middle. And so people come here to play. And I'll be honest with you, I'm going to be at Hess tonight because I'm going to be there supporting our station and supporting Outlaws and Legends, which is we are the official station of Outlaws and all those things. But there's some 6A games at Wiley tonight. Everybody's coming to Abilene to play the playoff game. Well, Tuesday night I got to watch my buddy Clay Barnett and the Levelland girls play Glenrose. Glenrose is loaded. I mean, Clay didn't play with them for a little bit. There's a few things on the official side that I disagree with. That's neither here nor there. But in all that, Wall and Brock played. And Wall had a really good chance to beat Brock. Just came up short at the end. Brock made some big plays. One lady was losing her mind behind me.
Boys or girls?
Girls.
Oh, girls game. Okay. Is
And
Wall still in it?
No, they got beat by Brown.
Oh, okay, they got
Yeah,
beat.
Wall got beat. But in that, ACU had a hard time flipping the arrow, and she was losing her mind. And I went to say, look, and she goes, I'm not talking to you. I'm like, oh my gosh. So what my knowing is half the battle, and we'll do knowing half the battle after Annika with Josh, is this. We need fan cams so people can see themselves. Because that lady was losing her mind on every call. Every call was weak that got called on Brock, but every call that was on Wall was great call. Anyway, so
I love the bias.
yeah,
I do too.
yeah, be biased
I'm
and
here
then be
for it.
biased. Hey, when we come back, we'll have some talk with Josh and Misty and myself, and then we'll get the call from Annika, and we'll be back right after this.
Hopefully.
I would have been so frustrated though, like if I would have been you. Like I would have been pissed
Like,
because I do not like to be late.
I was not happy.
Yeah.
Well, and their concession line was not flowing fast.
No.
at all.
Like the line, they have, and this is the other thing, you've got this giant building
Yeah.
with playoff game, there's a bunch of people, and you open one concession
Right.
stand.
They need to do, yes, I
And then
agree. They
your
need to
ploy
do
for
better.
we can't make change for large bills is go stand in the concession stand line.
Yeah.
You know, and it just, I was like, this is dumb.
Just urge you.
I know you have 420s in
Yeah.
that drawer when you're.
Then you just want to turn around and go, does anybody have does anybody
Yeah, can I borrow
get
10 bucks from somebody?
or can I
Like,
get, yeah,
I'll
or can I,
Venmo you.
can
Yeah.
somebody break this for me real
Yeah.
quick? I've actually had to do that before at a football game. I completely spaced and didn't have any cash, but the lady that was taking the money for Wiley, I said, okay, my husband's on the way. I was like, I swear, I'm like, he will pay for me. I was like, do you want me to like leave my watch, leave something? She was like, you're fine. I was like, okay. I was like, I promise he's gonna pay my way when he comes. And she was so nice. She was like, yeah. I mean, it was one of Ethan's games. She was like, yeah, it's no problem. I was like, I'm sorry, I have no cash on me, but I didn't want to miss,
Right.
the first quarter waiting on him. So she was really sweet to let me go, and we just paid after the fact or whatever. But when Clay was there, but yeah, I would just now, Joshua, you got to carry some 20s
Mhm.
or maybe a 50.
Well, and I usually do.
It was just that day, yeah.
Like,
I'm really bad. A lot of times I don't have any cash. I only had cash that day because I saw online that it said cash only.
yeah,
So that's
I
the
didn't,
only.
I didn't.
Yeah.
You say you missed the first quarter?
Like most of the first.
Marissa said, well, it was a great first quarter you missed. Camden wanted a snack, and I told him to suck it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, that's me. Like,
Yeah.
no way. You're not.
Well,
I'm
that's what
not
I told
leaving.
my kids we weren't gonna go
Yeah.
to the concession stand. 'cause I
And
didn't
then they're
want
like,
to miss it.
ah,
Yeah.
Dad's at the concession stand. That's funny. Yeah, I would have been mad.
So,
No, I typically, this
Real
is
quick.
like, oh yeah, go ahead, sorry.
so.
Called a full
He
timeout.
calls it a timeout.
So we're gonna roll in, we'll talk Jimmy Johnson, and then when she calls, I'll go with that.
Perfect. And then knowing is at the very end.
Yeah.
Okay.
I usually carry like $200, but
That's
$100 bill and then. like-
Welcome back to the Hodge Pack Sports Life and everything in between. We're rocking and rolling. We got a little bit of time before Annika will call, and so we're gonna jump in. One of the things Misty mentioned a few weeks ago about who would we want as a coach? Mike McCarthy, Jimmy Johnson, and who is your third? There was somebody else.
Oh gosh, don't make me think.
Well, but
I don't
it's
remember.
it's
Who
irrelevant,
was
but
the
you
third?
wanted
Yes,
you
I
wanted
did
to-
ask that question.
Maybe it's Harbaugh or somebody like
Yeah,
that.
somebody.
But no, it's Belichick.
Oh
It was
yeah,
Belichick.
Belichick. Yeah.
And so in all that, we debated and all those things, not all the things, but just all those things.
That's
But-
half of the tally mark.
But so we did come back and found out that Jimmy Johnson has now become an advisor for the Dallas Cowboys. How do you feel about that?
I mean, yeah, I just called Jerry up and we had a little convo and now Jimmy's in. So, there you have it. But I am excited that they have placed Jimmy on the advisory team, board, whatever you want to call it, for the Dallas Cowboys. I mean, he was more fired up than most of the team that last game. So he brings the fire, he brings a level of expectation. And you can say what you want, but he got it done. And I just like Jimmy. So I think that it is going to be a good thing to have him on the team.
would that make you more nervous as a head coach than if they hired one of the top former head coaches as a defensive coordinator? You or Josh can answer that question.
Well, I don't,
Or do you look at it as, oh, good, thank goodness I've got a great resource now in the building?
well, I don't think there's any, at least speculation that I've heard that it's some sort of ploy to get Jimmy back to coaching. So I don't think that should be something that McCarthy is just imminently worried about. He should be imminently worried about losing his job to someone if the
Yeah,
playoffs don't.
there's a
result
lot
in
of people he can
something.
lose his job to.
Right. So, but it's one of those things, I don't know what, an advisor.
Yeah, what
That
is
could-
his role
that could
really gonna
go
be?
from like really being involved in the day-to-day, being there, taking part, to just a random like phone call every so often, like, hey, what do you think about this? And just a publicity thing just as much as can't talk, show that they buried the hatchet and, Jimmy is back in the fold as a cowboy.
All right, we're going to go to our Pest Control phone line right now as Annika Swartzstand joins the show. Welcome to the Hodge Pack. Hello, this is Ryan right here on the Hodge Pack. How are we doing this morning? Fantastic. Well, Mike, we appreciate this. We are excited to have Annika join and excited for y'all's participation in what we get to experience with the WAPT here in Abilene. You bet. Good morning, Annika. Hey, Annika, how are you doing this morning? We're doing well. We appreciate you taking the time to join us on the Hodge Pack this morning. Abilene, Texas is excited about Annika, about the WAPT, and that you're joining us this morning. We appreciate you doing this. Well, so Annika, let's talk a little bit about, before we get to the WAPT part, what drew you to golf that said, you know what, that's the sport I want to play? Well, and you're probably, a lot of us that enjoy it now wish we would have started it at 16 instead of our late 20s or whatever that might have been. But so great, you've helped grow the game of golf. And what does it mean to you? Of course, I was excited to be just 2.5 hours down the road and get to watch you play at Colonial. But what does it mean to feel like, you know, I'm the one that's kind of helped grow not only women's golf, but the game of golf as a whole, and being such an impact on the sport? Well, and one of the things, of course, when it lights up, when you call it, it's a 59 club. And I know we go back to 2001 and March 16th, which is one of our co-hosts' birthday, so she remembers it. What do you remember most about that round of 59? Well, again, it's an amazing feat, and now your foundation and all the things that you're doing and continue to grow the game of golf. We do want to talk about the excitement of course, Abilene's been fortunate enough to host a WAPT tournament. This will be our fourth year, but this is the first year. And what made you say, "Hey, I trust what Gary and him are doing at the WAPT. I want to put my name with this tour," and why you joined partnership with the WAPT?
First of all, I'm going to believe in women's golf, girls golf, and exploring the sports in that area. And I feel like there are players of this caliber, and I'll get the respect, and I'll get the resources and exposure that I think that they deserve. And, hopefully I help them fulfill their dream, and I know they're in a team that has done a good job, and creating some more, exposure for them and excitement, and then, find some partners, that want to be part of this journey. And this is,
Well, and we're excited. We have in years past, it's been on our south course. We're moving it to the north course, and we've been really a great support. And Gary can attest to it that Abilene has really been rallying around this tournament and making sure we support. And we're great host homes. We always have plenty of that. But one of the things that we've been proud of is the Mackey Construction Ladies Pro Championship, and we're honoring Judy Rankin this year. And we're excited to have a fireside chat with her during this. Can you tell us a little bit about Judy before we get more into the tournament?
Yeah, first of all, I think that's a good choice. I have a lot of respect for Judy and what she's done, and I think that one of the challenges in the area, I think she still does a lot for the game, so I think she will be super delighted, and I think it'll be great to elevate the event by having her there and being a part of this thing for her. So I think it'll be great. It's just one more element to the event that makes it a little bit more exciting and, some more stories, and I'm sure she can share some good advice to the young ladies, and, it's going to be just a tournament.
Yeah, I agree. And like I said, Mackey Construction, they've been with us from day one. The title sponsor and just the support of Abilene has been great. And we've been fortunate, my wife and I, to host some players and just get to know these girls. I just think it's such a great time. I compare it to a church camp. You get to know new people. And so, but as we continue on with this tournament, where do you see this growing to and what it could be for these ladies?
Well, I think, as you mentioned, the club is supporting the event, the community is involved, and, having people like Judy talk about it, and, like Luna Stars and MC the event, I think that we create some, new stories to the event, some exciting, stories, or maybe they will bring people in that want to be engaged, whether it's the pro-am or just come out and watch, and, this could be the next superstar for the LPGA, right? So if you want to be part from the beginning, and, many of these young ladies are wonderful, as you hosted them, and they know that they are, true ambassadors of the game. They love it, they just for the love of the game, and, I think that's the standard, that's the bar, maybe other times will follow.
Well, and that's what we hope. And it's one of those, you want the girls to advance, but we're glad that you're coming back, but we know you want to keep moving on to the Epson and eventually to the LPGA tour and all the things. And so, but Annika, we appreciate you taking the time. Real quick, because we know we have a lot of folks listening because you're on our show. Why should not only girls, but guys get into the game of golf? Yes, for some that are wondering, maybe we're trying to figure out what our kids should do. What would advice be? Why they need to get into golf?
Because it's fun. It's fun. It's a sport where you can play all your life, being outside, meet some friends, have a good time, it's exercise, and, it's just a challenging sport, but it's always, something to work on and improve, and I would say it's, for a lot of young women, it's, whether you turn professional or just want to play for recreation, it's a great sport to, to have business relationships and, network. This
Well, I agree. I enjoy it. I can't play today, but my plan is to play tomorrow. And so I want to encourage you to take Annika's advice, go play golf. It's a great 4 hours and great opportunity, great socializing, great fun. But Annika, we thank you so much for taking time to join us. We thank you for putting your name on a tour that we love here in Abilene, and we can't wait for the Mackey Construction Ladies Pro Championship, honoring Judy Rankin to be here at the end of April, 1st of May. Thank you so much for joining us this morning, and hopefully one day we'll get you to Abilene. All right, again, that's Annika Swartzstam, Hall of Fame golfer, 10-time major winner. Appreciate her joining us this morning. And again, don't forget, be a part of the WAPT, Annika WAPT tournament, Mackey Construction Lady Pro Championship, honoring Judy Rankin. And we'll let you know how you can be a part of that. We appreciate it. We'll be back with more Hodge Pack right after this. Thank you so much for joining us.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you. Take care of yourself.
You too. Thanks, Annika. Thanks, Mike. Bye.
Day or night, we're always here, making life easier. Because when all is said and done, of all the connections we make, none are more powerful than the human connection.
You are the most important part of Big Country Electrical. With Cole, stop by our offices in Roby, Snyder, and in Stanford, or visit online at bigcountry.com. Hello, Abilene, Big Country. My name is John Keating. I am a resident at Disability Resources Incorporated. I'm here to tell you about our document construction and paper shredding business. Our services include routine pickups, purges, or we accept drop-offs at our state-of-the-art, safe, and secure facility. We are the GRI shredders, and we are here to assist and serve you in the destruction of your most private documents or any of those annoying boxes that have stacked up over the years. Give us a call, 325-232-6918. Come on out and see us at 3602 North Platte Street. You'll be glad you did.
It really was funny. You cracked us up so, oh my God, we were dying in there.
Well, the first part of that, when you answer the phone, like,
Welcome to the Hodge Pack. It was like, just like your phone voice, it was so funny.
and then like there's some clamoring on the line, and you're talking to like, I don't know.
Her husband, that, I think I might have been more starstruck on her than Bubba or anybody we've had. Oh, did the interview sound fine?
Yeah, it was good. Yeah, no, we were just laughing because it was just,
Like, good sound.
It is somewhat.
yeah, no, it was good. We were just laughing because it was like, we're cowboys and then, welcome to the Hodge Pack. We were like, look at him
How can
go.
I transfer your call?
Yeah, be all professional. Yeah, that was funny.
We're gonna know he's at the battle, Josh. You good with that? We'll let you pick the splinters out.
Oh my gosh.
Or go like them at Potosi Live on Facebook for their upcoming live music and ticket events. Head out to Potosi at 897 FM 1750 for the Potosi Live experience.
Hi, I'm Sharon Riley. Here in Abilene, folks have lots of options for eating out. Large chains, the local
So we just have one-
folks like us.
One segment.
I want you to know
How
we
you-
really
how you-
appreciate your business, and I'm always driving for wonderful food, service,
How you setting that up?
Technically, we'll have two.
But the last one's just
We
like,
can make this 5 to 10 minutes, depending on how that long is, and we'll go to the end.
Just go to commercial whenever.
I want to hear you say.
yum, yum. I had not a Hodge Pack, but I ate at Ladle yesterday.
What'd you have?
I had the shrimp, sweet potato fries, and a salad. Yeah, like one of the smaller plates. Yeah, their fries are so good. Their sweet potato fries. Oh, and some poppers. Delish. Yes, it was very good. Service was excellent. Food was great.
Oh, no one's at the battle. Sounder.
All the things. Yeah, I need to do a new thing for.
Yeah.
I really am. I've been tired. No, I'm like, I am.
What's wrong, huh?
That sounded really good. Mine sounded like a something else.
Something else.
Sensual.
Welcome back to the Hodge Pack, sports life and everything in between. We're glad that you're with us again. Big shout out to Annika Swardstam joining us on our Pest Patrol phone line to talk about the Annika World Annika World Women's All Pro Tour Tournament. We appreciate her taking the time. Thank you to Abilene Country Club. I wanted to give them a shout out, Abilene Country Club, for hosting this tournament. And again, of course, Mackey Cross and Construction being the title sponsor, Lady Pro Championship, honoring Judy Rankin. A couple things. One, they are having a fireside chat. You heard Annika mention it with Grant Boone. We're fortunate to have Grant living here in Abilene. But that Tuesday night, there's tables that you can buy, tables of 8. Again, you can reach out to the Hodge Pack 325-660-0406 or reach out to Abilene Country Club and they can get you that information. Of course, they still have the Pro-Am that's going on. A lot of great stuff. Ladies clinics and ladies putting parties and stuff. It is a great week, and so I want to encourage you to enjoy that. Join us, join the Hodge Pack as we enter that Pro-Am to bring it home.
If someone calls that number, you're going to be welcome to the Hodge Pack.
100%. I'm
Please
going to say it.
do.
That was
was-
the best phone answer I've heard in a long time.
It was gold.
Well, if
Glad that
anything
was on
doesn't,
air.
if things don't work out, I can, and it is going to be on the podcast because we're live. Yeah,
Yeah, well,
true story.
yeah, so now
Welcome to the
you
Hodge
can always just be a phone operator.
How much does that guy make? How much
Probably
does
not
Siri's
much.
voice make?
I don't know.
I feel like I could be really good at that.
Accounts payable seems to be. Just a moment. That's all.
Welcome to the Hodge Pack.
There you go. Well, now it's time so that we can learn more because we need it.
All right. Well, I'm going to key y'all into a little lesson that I learned a long time ago, and it's been really, it was the most, well, I don't know. It was truly life-changing, a truly life-changing moment for me, and this happened.
Life changing.
Yeah,
That's big.
Wow.
And I'm not even being the least bit facetious when I say that. It was a lesson that I learned from a college roommate of mine, and it's something that has stuck with me. And really, I think it's the type of thing that if you will put this change in your life and do this, you will have better mornings, more time, and just a general appreciation for that beginning of the day. I'm not gonna say his name because he's an FBI agent now, and I don't know if you're allowed to talk about them on there.
He's probably already listening.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure somebody is
And
listening
watching.
to me. Like probably on several lists. But notwithstanding, there was this particular moment that we had to wake up early to get on the road. We're on a road trip. We stayed up a little too late, and I told my friend that I didn't think I wanted to go to sleep, because if I went to sleep, I was going to have a very hard time like waking up, and we had to be on time. And so I said, I'm just going to stay up for the remainder of the evening or morning, I guess at that time. And he told me that was a terrible idea. And I said, no, I like, he said, just set your alarm and get up. And I said, I can't. If like my alarm go up, I won't get up. And he proceeded to punch me in the head. Like punched me in the side of the head, caught me off guard completely.
To knock you out?
And no, just because he was that angry at my stupidity. And
I thought he was like trying to put you to sleep.
No, he didn't punch me that hard. It did hurt. And he said, you just get up. That's all you do. When your alarm goes off, you just get up. You don't even allow for the opportunity that you're not going to wake up. You just get up. It was heated.
Did you punch him back?
No, because I was caught off guard by
I'm
it.
saying Josh was stunned a little bit.
I
Well,
was
I
caught
would
off
have
guard
been too,
by it.
but I'm throwing hands.
I was caught off guard by it.
Watch out, Clay.
And but then I actually had a moment of reflection, and from that moment, I have made it a point to set my alarm at the intended time that I need to get up. And when my alarm goes off, I instantly put my feet on the floor.
So 0 snooze.
0 snooze. If it were up to me, the snooze button would be illegal. I've learned.
That's an interesting thought.
I don't like the snooze. either.
I have learned that snoozing accomplishes nothing but wasting time.
Yep.
And making you more groggy.
Agreed.
So you hit the
completely.
snooze thinking, oh, I just need a few more minutes. You don't really go back to sleep. You lay there in some sort of suspended state of half awake, half asleep. Then the alarm goes off after that 7, 10, whatever minutes that your snooze works on. And then you're still groggy and you still don't want to get out of bed. So then you have extra temptation to hit it again. And then next thing you know, you've been not really getting good rest, laying in bed for 30 minutes, wasting time. You could have been up and going, enjoying the beginning of your day, just ready to go. But instead, you're laying there dreading getting up, feeling about how tired you are and how I just need to sleep a little bit longer. And maybe you do need to sleep a little bit longer. That's a decision from yesterday. You can't let it affect today. So my thing is, like I said, if it were up to me, snoozing would not be an option on any alarm clock. When your alarm goes off, put your feet on the floor. It will change your life if you do it. Because you're not worried about how tired you are or how much longer you want to stay in bed. You're hitting the ground running and you're ready to go.
Honestly, Josh, all right, now I've got a couple of questions.
Okay.
I need
I
details.
dropped my pen on the floor too. And I don't have
And
any
you are
work.
definitely struggling.
Yeah.
Get your wedding ring done.
Yeah.
I will say, I agree with that. And one of the things I've learned, and I don't know if y'all seen my defined coaching post and all those things but we talk about, do you get up or do you get up and go? You know, and it is the thought process. Now, I'm a snoozer, but now knowing is half the battle, I'm going to work on not that. What about the 5:35 alarm and the 5:40-ish alarm?
The backup alarm.
The backup
set
alarm.
yourself up for failure.
So
I
you
know
just need to get up and go.
You just need to get up and go. Now, I will say that I have, and I still do, in situations that are not the norm. You're not in your normal schedule, and you really have to be somewhere at a certain time. I've set the backup alarm just for the pure emergency sake
Yes.
of I somehow turned off my alarm and was not fully conscious when I did so. You know, but through the commitment to just like alarm goes off, I get up. I don't have that problem anymore.
But I feel like that's different. A backup alarm, because I'm the same. I'm learning we're very aligned in this because I do the same thing, but it's not a snooze. To me, it's different. It's like an
pure
emergency. Yes.
Like for some reason,
I'm not
and
snoozing.
also the fact that I've done this more times than I care to remember, where you went to your phone, you set your alarm, but somehow you put it on PM instead of AM, or you went through all the process, put the time in, but then didn't actually turn it on.
We're human.
All
It
those little
happens.
things that happen sometimes. So the backup alarm is an acceptable thing, but if you're relying on it to the point where when that 6:30 alarm goes off and you know when that 6:31 I got a 6:40 set also, that just defeats the purpose. It's got to be, and I have, like I told you, this was life-changing for me. It makes.
How long ago was this?
This was, I don't know, 2002. Like it was a long time ago.
So it's over 20 years.
Yeah.
ago.
Yeah. Well, no, maybe it was a little after that. I could
in your
narrow it
20s.
down. In
Yeah,
my
in your
early
early
20s.
20s.
So
Still growing up.
yes, but it was one of those things that since I put that into practice, I became a morning person. I was not somebody that was like born a morning person. It wasn't like just always jumped up and went. But I have trained myself to do that, and I think anybody can. I think when people say, "Oh, I'm not a morning person," that's an excuse. That is like allowing yourself to be defeated.
Well, and that's one of the things that we talk about define is that you get to define that day. When you started, how do you handle it? And I've started to get better. Of course, one of the things that that, you know, our group, Dusty and them, try to, you know, journal and all those things. But to really have that time to where you get yourself ready, whether it's you're off by yourself for 40 minutes, an hour before that thing ever gets rolling. I mean, y'all got kids. I mean, you've got the one kid home, you got the 3 kids, and boom, things are rolling. But I do think getting up, I don't think we put enough emphasis on that. Like, really, no offense on the other, knowing half the battles that have been maybe tongue in cheek on some of the things, and we hope that your worship experience is toned down from it being about you and only about Jesus. But it is true, and how you get up and rolling in that day, and how, I mean, because it does. If you do snooze it,
Well, you're trying to slide into the day and you're not looking forward to the day. And I truly, I'm not like I said, not being facetious at all when I say that, like, it will change your outlook. It will make you more ready for the day versus dreading the day. And honestly, you know, like you go into like the whole, like the power of positive thinking and like going into things with the idea that like you're winning, not losing, you know, that's how you go into every day planning to win.
And I'm going to take it a step further. After that, what am I going to say? Every day, what should you do? What do y'all think? You got to make your bed.
Oh, well, yeah.
You got to get up and you got to make your bed. If you are not making your bed, you're setting yourself up for failure.
All right, give me why.
Because it's the first positive thing that you've accomplished in your day. So you've started your day out already accomplishing something. It's clean, it's organized. It just sets the tone and the focus of your day.
And the neatness of it. Like if you're getting ready and your bed's already made, you're already
You've
organized.
accomplished something, you're ready to tackle.
Status?
Well, that's a problem. There's too many in general.
My decorative pillows are the pillows that I used to sleep with, because that's 2 different
How many
things.
pillows do you discard before you lay down in the bed?
5.
Okay.
You have a total of only 5 pillows?
I have
that you
5
discard.
decorative pillows, and then there are 9 pillows on my bed. 5 decorative, and then I have 2 and Clay has 2. And then Clay has like 5 of these little squishy ball things that he like, I don't know, y'all, they're weird. But he
So
ordered
they're
them
like
from,
stuffed animals?
they kind of, but they're literally like squishy balls. They're like this big. And he like puts his elbows in them or something as he sleeps. I've tried to fight him on it. I want to throw them away so bad, but it could cause a divorce. So I'm not going to do it because I actually love my husband and don't want that to happen. But yeah, so I guess you add that 5. There are 14 pillows on my bed, but only 5 get discarded because Clay keeps all his 5 squishies. Next time, I'm going to bring a squishy. I'm going to bring a squishy.
I'm not gonna lie.
I'm going to
I
pull it
need a
up.
photo
I will show
of
you.
the beds made.
Does he have like a routine of getting
Yes.
different pillows?
Y'all,
to-
this is
to
such a
wedge
thing.
in the right place? You know,
Y'all, this is such a thing. They're like, they've got like, oh, look, there it is right there, that blue one. We actually own that blue one right there. See it? It's got like beads in it. Look, Hodge. It's like a big bean bag kind of. But apparently, like, just Google squishy pillows. There they are on Amazon. And see, there's a lovely lady laying in bed with her squishy pillows. So, I mean, he's not alone, but I can't stand his squishy pillows. But I've just gotten used to them over the course, of our marriage.
I'm gonna need, squishy balls is probably gonna have to be in the title of the podcast.
Squishy balls are actually terrible, but I mean, it's what I live with.
Well,
So,
and I will tell you, and we're
Hey,
gonna,
why did my camera go away? I just noticed that.
well, I'll explain that later, but, I will say this. I'll tell you why, Josh, just
maybe
to,
squishy balls would actually change your life and maybe make you sleep better.
You notice the ratings were getting worse with my picture on the old YouTube.
No,
It's
we have-
gone. I understand.
we
Dang.
went the internet
Prison
route.
changed
Anyway,
you.
so my thing about the pillow is it is a struggle on trying to find, kill the music, producer.
What just happened?
I had music in my ear. We're getting you headphones. It's gonna have to happen. That's
That would be
fine.
wireless. I don't like to be tied down.
That's okay.
Can I
I'm
get
okay.
AirPods?
Yes, you 100% can. But my point is, finding the right pillow is a struggle. And if you have that right pillow, feel free to let me know on Twitter at the Hodge Pack or our Facebook page. finding the right pillow to me is a struggle.
See, I'm not a very picky pillow person. I've been to a lot of, like work events. You stay in a hotel, and like the next day at breakfast, I'll be like, man, I really like had a hard time with these pillows. Like,
Did
I
you
don't
sleep
need
well in
much
your
of a pillow.
hotel?
No.
It doesn't bother me.
I never sleep well in a hotel, especially the first night. And I'm there with my girlies, love them, but it's not my husband. I need, I just sleep better when my husband's right there. So, but I'm
I'm not a
flat.
picky pillow person.
I'm a flat pillow person. It can't be too
Negative.
fluffy. Not super flat,
I
but
mean,
it
flat
can't
might
be.
as well just be on the bedspread. It's
Well,
all
it
good.
can't be like too fluffy.
I used the same pillow for I don't know a solid decade and a half before Leanne threw it away and made me very angry.
See,
but,
that's why I can't throw away the squishy
yeah.
balls.
We didn't get divorced. She bought me another pillow that I didn't like as well, but eventually, I'm like, I don't care. It's a pillow.
Well, Clay's very he really likes these things.
Well,
So.
we want you to go into the weekend knowing, A, get up tomorrow morning and enjoy your Saturday. Tonight, go find you a place to have a great time. You got options for live music. Shane Terrell and the Tumblers at Kentucky Live. You've got, of course, Mark Powell, Jamie Richards tonight, last night of the singer-songwriter event. Have a great weekend. JB's coming in. Of course, Greg Austin with the Texas Two-Step. I bet we can get Jamie Richards played on that as well. Have a great weekend again. Thank you, Veronica, for joining us. We'll be back next week. More Hodge Pack, Sports Live, and everything in between.
All right, well,